Pre. This is Truman right in here. Actually, we're getting to Churchill, who comes up with Iron Curtain, which is the beginning of containment, right? That containment. When did containment start? With policy with who?
Truman Doctrine.
Truman Doctrine. And what two countries?
Russia.
Greece and Turkey.
Greece and Turkey, giving them money to prevent them from becoming
Are
communists.
those the only countries that were aided?
For that particular moment, yeah. But no, there'll be tons more later on,
So
but for the Truman Doctrine, yes.
Okay. So the Truman Doctrine expanded.
Of course, you can always say Korea, right?
No, we went to Korea.
Okay, you have an essay. What's the first, you have a DBQ. What's the first thing you're supposed to do?
Take apart the prompt.
Take apart the prompt. So tell me very simply, not the people who were here over lunch. Tell me very simply somebody else. What is this? What am I supposed to be proving in this essay?
How far the grip
Ranking the
of-
changes of society from 1765 to 1800.
Nope.
How far did the change from the revolution affect American society?
Yeah.
How the revolution changed society.
Revolution changed society. And she said, how much? Because evaluate the extent to. Fair enough. Great. There it is. Why did so many of you not do that?
Yeah.
So, document one. Document, Mr. Wells, you're number one. Number two. Number three. Number four. Number five. Number six. You're going to find your document slot up on the back board. What I want from you is to write what you should have in your essay for a description and for hit. So I need 2 sentences. I don't need it to be complicated, but I want something that gives credit. So why are you guys standing up? If you're doing an essay, should you just wing it? You should be drawing notes right next to the document. What should I be doing for my description? Once you got it, then go on up there. But hey, you should have notes. You should be thinking it out right next to the document. What do you gotta have?
Not everybody can do it.
What should your description and sentence start with?
Doc B A blah blah says.
Document one says.
So great.
So he's so animated.
Yeah.
I get the big bucks.
Cartoon character.
What was Ellen Hunt Jackson's book?
Ellen Hunt Jackson was censored dishonor.
Censored Dishonor? Yeah. I knew it was something dishonor, but I couldn't remember what it
I'm
was.
telling you, I'm gonna get done.
I need him to teach me SFI, bro.
He knows all the crap.
I feel like tomorrow we need to go over like just like SFI.
That's a 5 for this, that's a 5 for this.
Everything.
Yeah, I need a
Why do you say
SFI.
that? You guys, the number one thing you guys have in your favor is how much SFI you
Yeah, but like I feel like
I'm just not satisfied.
I feel like when I
Oh,
first start writing,
oh.
like
I don't
SFI
think
is
that's
enough,
Right,
right?
Oh, my shoulder. Strings of thought. Labor.
Churches, so
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
man.
Where the markers at?
Oh, right there in the back.
Certain parts, even though I'm reviewing it and studying it, it's like still certain parts are stronger and certain parts are just not.
Good news for you is, your strength is my weakness.
That's why I'm playing.
Yeah, right.
Like New Deal, Civil War, something like that, because I feel like that would be easy.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be in your wheelhouse.
But it was my luck that it's nothing like that.
luck isn't real. You make your own luck.
You want to do the hip?
What's that? Yeah, the hip, I want 2 sentences. A description sentence and a hip sentence.
Yeah, well,
Can you pass one of these out? Teach, but everybody's seat.
Oh my God, I'm done.
It's a DBQ rubric. I have like 500 of them. Make that 1,700.
Oh, I mean, if you were there, it's probably good.
Wait.
I thought you just didn't do it.
No.
Oh, look at that. Oh. Thank you.
This could be the, I don't know.
It was Bill of
Yeah, it
Rights.
was.
Bill of Rights.
Well,
It's
that could-
arguing we shouldn't have a constitution until that's put in there.
So that could be a historical content for that word.
Jay,
Yeah, what is the historical content? The argument for, yeah, but ratification of the Constitution, because there wasn't a Bill of Rights, was there?
No.
And how did they get the Constitution passed? Promising to do one afterwards, but this guy said, yeah, this whole thing about, oh, well, I'll change it later. Well, it's obviously flawed, we should be changing it now. So yes, historical context, purpose would be even easier.
I think all of this pretty much did purpose.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
it's just the easiest.
Yeah.
And even if you like, even if you do purpose and you like do it.
Now, some just.
Oh my
might
God, I
just
spelled it
point of
wrong.
view,
It can
some-
even like,
No, you're
it
right.
can even hit
This
the other
matters.
points if you do it right. Because what Jaime said was like, if you just describe like the purpose of the document, basically.
Yeah, and that's where you guys will have a problem. You won't describe the purpose of the document by the author, you'll describe the purpose of the document for your essay, which are 2 different things.
You're supposed to do it by like.
I wanted the point of view, excuse me, the, purpose of the document
By the author, not by your authority.
was why they created the document, not why it was included in your essay. Why is this good for your, that's not it. All right, is everybody?
No,
Are we ready? Okay, good. All right, let's see what we got.
It matters to me.
Now, with document 1, I'm gonna tell you, I pretty much could have done this essay without looking at one document, except for what part of the document?
The author.
The little information that comes with each one. That was enough for me to tell you everything. The first one I look at it, I'm sorry, where am I? Was this the Dickinson letter?
Yes.
A famous letter, Dickinson, letter to farmers, Pennsylvania farmer. Know this one, when it said that, and then it says, the Townsend Acts, hello, Townsend Acts. Number 2, what did it have to do with? One word, please.
Women.
Tara?
Women. Number 3,
African American.
African Americans. Number 4,
Dead.
Shays Rebellion. Number 5,
Women.
women again. I wonder what one of my topics might have to do with.
Women.
You think? These are your answers. Next one.
Bill of Rights.
Number 6, Bill of Rights. I'm saying anti-constitution, right? All right. And number 7,
Whiskey Rebellion.
Whiskey Rebellion. It says on it. This might be the only one I actually had to look at. Probably 6 was probably the hardest document. Would you all agree?
What was 6?
The anti-constitutional one.
Is that number
Once
one?
I read it,
I
like,
have a feeling this was written by Brutus. Brutus is like Patrick Henry and a few other people who opposed it. It was written anonymously. Brutus being one of the names of the opposition, whereas you had Publius arguing for, being John J. Hamilton and Madison. So that would be the opposite. That would be arguing against what? What documents?
Federalist Papers.
And they're good, great outside information. I saw on number 1, which one was this? Oh yeah, states that Britain cannot levy taxes for revenue. I had somebody give me a great piece of outside information on this.
What was it?
Declaratory Act. It was the same thing they said. I forget, who was it in here?
Alright, Danny.
Well, somebody in here said
I
it.
did.
It wasn't me.
Great idea, great idea.
Regulatory Act is a good piece.
They described the same way, unlimited
use
powers. All right, and then we have purpose. So, what am I trying to figure out now? I've done my documents, but I'm missing something on each document here.
Evidence. How to support it.
How to support it, but I can't do that yet, can I? How come?
You don't know
You
your
need your
argument.
topics.
Exactly. I gotta figure out my argument, and then I'm gonna need topics to come up with them. Which one do I come up with first? I don't know. They kind of happen at the same time, don't they? I gotta figure out my argument along with the topics. I already see. Let me see. I gotta come up with changes of what?
Society.
Society by what?
A revolution.
So first thing I want to think of. Okay, what's big ideas for the revolution?
Encroachment on natural rights.
Yeah, but I never had a big idea. That was never one of my big
Independence.
ideas. What's that?
Independence.
That's a big
A
idea.
new form of government.
Okay.
Defeat of a world
Even
superpower.
bigger. One word. A huge umbrella word.
Freedom.
Conservative?
Unity.
Oh,
Unity.
right.
That was close.
And could it might change over time be we were not unified and became unified? Think about the big ideas they will lend. I didn't come up with them out of the blue. Man, if I did unity on this one, what an easy way to do it. Did these groups come together? They did to fight the British, correct? What context could I have here?
Albany Congress.
Committees of correspondence.
Can you give me SFI? True. Perfect, but were they unified?
No.
Not at all, right? Because we got SFI
Loyalists.
unity, French and Indian War, Albany Congress, all failed miserably. Matter of fact, we were probably more separated than before the war. And yet, British policy, and I heard a lot of people say, end of salutary neglect. By the way, somebody said salutary neglect instead of the end of it. And he actually said navigation acts were a example of the end of salutary neglect. You gotta get your facts right. You gotta get your facts right. All right, purpose. Express anger at the encroachment onto citizens' rights. Fair enough. And now we're starting to think about what's my argument? What's my argument? Because this is gonna have to attack that too, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what was the purpose of this one? Can anybody tell me better what might be the purpose of this one?
Revolt against the Townsend Acts.
Certainly. This is looking for repeal of them.
Yeah.
Document 2. Document 2 states, in order to preserve national rights, women would boycott British tea and make it themselves. Does that get the point?
Yeah.
Described it?
Yeah.
Yep. Hit purpose. To protest against the unconstitutionality of British taxes. Is that going to get the point?
No.
No. Why not?
Unconstitutional.
Yeah, there's no constitution. We got flawed SFI. Gone. No point.
You knew that.
All right. Next one. Number 3. Document says that, oh good God, I can hardly read this. Document says, what's that word? Document 3 says that a free African American women,
Petition to Massachusetts.
help me out.
State
I was like, go read your handwriting. bro.
Yeah.
I was like, go
That's
read your
your
handwriting.
Document 3 says that a free African American woman petitions to Massachusetts State Legislature for a share of her former slave master's estate after being previously denied.
But if you're gonna write bad, write big.
I thought we had to fit it in one thing.
Or share of former slave masters. Okay, and the purpose of this was?
To depict the status of free African Americans during the revolution and their place in society.
Okay, will it change?
No.
Not really.
That's why I
Will
said-
women change? Yes,
Yeah.
but a lot? Not really. So when we're looking to extent, all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, they do change, but not really. So my extent for this is for, if I'm looking society, and I'm looking for groups like African Americans and women, it didn't change a lot. What did change a lot in society?
Government.
That's my big idea.
Unity.
That sure changed, didn't it?
Yes.
We went from 13 separate nations to one, with one unifying constitution. Give me the SFI and the documents that says, yep, it worked. Now they're unified.
Whiskey Rebellion.
Whiskey Rebellion. Boom, it ends up with that one, doesn't it? All right, so let's take a look at this. I got some stuff in here. I lost my book. Where's mine? There it is. Flip 2. 1, 2. Okay, so these are examples of possible point-winning scores. So if you take a look at document 7, it comes right afterwards. So Mr. Herrera, can you tell me what this first point we're looking at is? You see right under the picture, it says evaluate society. What point am I talking about? There's 7 points. Which one is this one? Examples that earn this point but are not included limited to felony.
Oh.
Is it going to be context, thesis,
That's these.
describe, support, explain, outside info?
Yes.
This is thesis. Now, is this a complete thesis you're looking at?
No.
No. These are 2 lines of reasoning. You're gonna have to have more than this, but this is just their line of reasoning, which you must have, right? Your argument. And they had 2. One was unity, and the other one, well, unity. But anyways, they did go 2 different points of view. There are other ways to go about this. One had topics, one did not. Turn the page. Now I go to context. Should I write context after the thesis?
No.
Yes, but place it before. And maybe do what Ms. Marquez says. Although I'm doing my scratching it out here first. I got my thesis written down on my scratch paper. Now I'm going to write my context next. Context has to be written after the thesis. Because you got to know what your argument is to give the context for it, right? So if I'm doing unity, I need to be writing about join and die, right? I need to be writing about Albany Congress. I could really go far, dazzle me. Go to the 1600s, I mean. You shouldn't, but could you?
Mayflower Compact.
It liked your answer.
Me
You
talking
just say I'm
about
gonna remember it. I'm like, no way.
me writing down how the Iroquois Confederacy really helped shape the structure of the colonies.
Well, yeah, I'm looking for 2 pieces of SFI. Do you remember Andros?
The meaning of New England?
Ah, yeah.
In the New England Confederation?
Yeah, you know. The earliest piece of SFI unity we had.
And they failed.
They did.
Oh my God, I see what you're saying.
Fail,
Oh.
fail, revolution succeed. Change over time.
Oh my.
By the way, each one of you was overly qualified on your SFI. Not a problem on this essay, was it? That's not what we're looking at all. You guys had it. This was actually supposed to be a confidence builder for you. You know you can do this. You all interpreted the documents. You all knew what it was about. Nobody went off the reservation. The biggest problem you had, of course, was
Not answering the problem.
all right. We'll take a look at specific essays here in a second. Let's go on to describing. document 3 shows, and then they do document 2 a different way, and document 7 a different way. I like document 3, how they do that. Do it the same way every time. A grader will love you. They know exactly what they're looking for, they can find it, and they can give you the points. If they have to go hunting and searching and searching and hunting, and it's, should I, shouldn't I search? Screw, they made me hunt and search. No. Boom, it's right there. Let me look and see, like, yeah, if I add this thing there, I can make the point. They do. They look very hard to try to get you that point. They do. All right. And I think it was a couple of them saved your heinies by every clincher sentence. You bolstered up your thesis. You bolstered up your argument. And because thesis was weak, all of a sudden it was in the clincher. I think you would have gotten the point. All right, next. Here's some outside information. What did I see in your essays? I saw common sense, Declaration of Independence, 3/5 compromise, Bill of Rights, Republican motherhood 3 million times.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It belongs. That's what I saw.
Number one.
Man, you don't got my quotes?
I loved your quotes.
What do you use?
Now, here's something I'm finding you're not doing. You're throwing in the outside information to bolster an argument, maybe of another document.
You don't close it up to your thesis.
I want you to think of it as its own separate document.
I'll be putting it in the thesis.
Do everything you need. You gotta have a description and support, right? Do that. You don't have to have a hip for it. But do it. Have that, just like its own document. Give it its own paragraph. Each document has its own paragraph, including outside information. You might even say, an excellent piece of outside information proved that unity did exist after the revolution was blah, 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 blah. Make it simple. Because remember, Heimler says it. You're going to be more stupid on Friday than you are today. So keep it simple. Follow it. I love, some of you are getting very good at it. Dr. B says the purpose of this document is a piece of outside information that supports this argument is. Yeah. All right, next. I got relevance. And here's your, is this the IC?
This point of view.
They don't know how.
Oh, no, this is the hit right here. Here's point of view for document 4. Document 5 is, I don't know. But there's your examples. What I want to do now is grade an essay. And there's no doubt whose we should grade first. Mr. Ortez, he's not here.
Yeah, make fun of him.
I thought you were about to say mine.
I had to go first.
Nah, bro, I started fixing up.
No, I was like, come on, don't do that.
I thought you were about to say mine. I was about to say, well, this will be the easiest one to grade.
Okay, Mr. Ortez is second to last. It starts with once enjoying freedom. So everybody, please, very quickly, does he get the point for context? Does he get the point for context? Does anybody need a matrix? Everybody got a matrix?
Yes.
You're going to use it over and over.
Once enjoying freedom.
Mhm.
I made a mistake and I'm sorry. We shouldn't be checking context first, should we? My fault. So go to the second paragraph where his thesis is and go ahead and his whole second paragraph is his thesis. Does he get the point? Put your pen down when you think you know it's a 1 or a 0.
I couldn't be a grader. It's stressful. I grade essays like in one of my classes. It's so stressful.
I'm gonna give him a 1. Okay. I can see an argument.
Anybody need more time?
He didn't restate the prompt.
All right, Mr. Herrera, 1 or 0? 1 or 0?
0.
1 or 0?
0.
1 or 0?
One.
1 or 0? 1 or 0?
One.
Why'd you give it a 1?
He didn't restate the prompt, but it says,
Actually, I loved how he redid the prompt.
starting the distinct creation change into a new society. And then it says,
Okay, that was great up until that point. Why do I have a problem after that?
He didn't say the extent, right?
You can do that in the essay. What are you supposed to be arguing here? Change over time of what?
Society.
Caused by?
Revolution.
He's talking about revolution causing change in what?
Government representation, rights.
That's not the essay. He's not talking about changes in society. He is writing the essay that, my God, I know all of you would get a 5 on. Change in government during the revolution. Yeah, you read a whole book on it. And he saw this, and I know he just said, yay! And he went off. And he's not going to get the thesis. And I got to tell you, the beginning of his thesis, I adored it. It was great. It was right on task. It was right there. Yeah, he's all of what? Eco-society. What's he talking
I was
about?
barking up the wrong tree.
And why? Why? Do you understand why he did this?
Because he got overexcited.
His blinders came on. He thought he knew what it was about, and he went off and never. I'm telling you, every single sentence, I'm going back to it. I am looking at that thesis, every freaking sentence. My thesis by the end on that original thing will be all marked up. It'll be hardly able to read.
A wise man once said he's like a deaf Jack Russell Terrier.
Huh?
I don't know whose quote that is. No, it's like Jack Russell Terrier, once you open the car door, he's gone, bro. And if he's deaf, you can't call him back.
Anyway.
Next.
I got
2 days.
I'd take a couple
2
steps,
days.
but I learned something with that one.
2 days.
All right.
2 days.
So now, well, he does make an argument here. His argument is that there's change in politics. Okay. He doesn't get the thesis. But does he get context? Does he bring us to that? Well, obviously, not to politics. Does he bring us to society? Maybe he does in the context. Does he? Galvar, tell me when you're ready. I'm going to start with you this time. Galvar, what'd you give it? 1 or a 0?
A 1.
Give it a 1, Mr. Wells.
I guess a 0.
0, Ms. Marquez. Ms. Keenan.
0.
Okay, yeah, I give it a 0 also.
Why?
There was a whole bunch of wonderful outside information, wonderful facts.
There's no time period.
Einstein wouldn't have got it, would he? This is just a whole vomiting of facts that does have to do with an essay. It has to do with revolution. The kid obviously has knowledge of this period. But what's this got to do with the... He never tied it in, did he? He never said why this line of reasoning, this progression of reasoning leading to an argument. Just doesn't connect the dots. He's assuming I know where he's going. Like I told Mr. Wells, you are writing to Einstein when he's 19. You know he's brilliant. Whatever you write, he will understand. But he doesn't know anything about American history. He's a 19-year-old Swiss. No, nothing about the American plan.
I thought he was Austrian.
No, he's actually from Switzerland.
Switzerland.
He's a Jew who lived in Germany, but he's born in Switzerland. But anyways, that's who you write to, 19-year-old Einstein. Gotta make it, gotta explain it. Not because the readers want to read your explanation, they need you to prove you know how to write like that, just like your book does. All right, so I got 0, 0. Going to the docs, let's do,
Scribe?
yeah, do, please, doc 1 and 3. Just 1 and 3. Does he get the describe point? For 1 and 3.
He didn't even put break, don't you?
It's on the third paragraph,
There's
second line.
doc 1. Oh, there's Doc 3.
That's what he did.
I'm
I
just
don't-
gonna underline these real quick.
I don't like the way he did it. But he went 0.
It's hard to find.
You want us to do doc 2 or the second document?
No, just 1 and 3. The first two.
That's true.
That's how they do it,
You're
right?
not gonna get a thesis point or a context point, at least make it easy for me to see what I'm grading. So therefore,
Bro's gonna be an AP grader?
Exactly.
When we read yours, when we read yours, okay.
We're about to read yours, sir.
Like, don't do that now.
What? You didn't even.
You didn't connect the document to his.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking, did he describe?
Yeah, I mean,
he described, not the right thing.
This is actually wrong.
Rest perplexed.
Largely changes this of all men and women to be equal.
Can anybody tell me, does he get the point, the description point with Doc 1 and Doc 3?
no.
He gets doc 1, he don't get doc 3.
You don't give him Doc 3?
I don't give him doc 3.
No, he does get Doc 3 because that's what the document says.
But the document's not about her
But
going
it's
through.
addressing the prompt.
going
it's not-
through
it's
slavery.
different.
No, you got it messed up. You're describing what the document is, and then you use that to say why it matters.
Yeah, we're not talking about the interpretive commentary here, so we're not into the support. We're just describing, does it
Right.
accurately describe the document?
But the document just
Yes,
says.
it says what the document.
He got it
says.
wrong, but then the son was the one that was the lawyer, right?
I don't know.
But then that is wrong. Cause look, it says,
And they would probably forgive that.
wait, because it wasn't even on behalf of.
But,
You know what?
would they forgive it if you wrote the wrong document?
No.
One of you did that.
Who?
Had a wonderful paragraph.
Was it me?
Wrong document.
Oh, no, it wasn't me. Was it me?
And, well, we'll find it, we'll
How
find
you
it.
gonna do this to him?
Had to be me.
It wasn't Mr. Ortez.
So can you do it?
All right.
It was. That's.
Who's
It
next?
is correct. It's on behalf of son.
Yeah, I realize
Please
that.
find for me one piece of outside information that proves a thesis here, that proves an argument. But first, can anybody find outside information?
I see Republican Motherhood.
It's
And it
all-
can't be in context. Can't
It's
look
all
in
in
context.
context.
Can't look in context. Can't look in
I see
context.
Republican Motherhood.
Consent of the governed.
Didn't he do this before? Like he didn't throw in outside info into his essay. He just put it in the context. I think he told me that he did that one time. No, he didn't.
And bro, he
Well,
can't,
do you find some?
he can't spell either.
Nobody can spell it. Nobody can spell
It's
it.
not
Nobody
English.
can spell
I
it.
know what we're doing.
We're gonna get a back.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a back.
Yeah.
0-0.
He put,
I heard that they
he
had
put consonantal.
Zero.
Consonantal.
0.
I think it says
That's Olympian. See, I ain't mean it like that.
I
Yeah,
just gotta
all
say
zero.
glass houses, glass houses.
I don't know, right?
It's,
All right, did anybody find outside information?
Yeah.
Where? What do you got?
the Declaration of Independence.
Where do I find this?
Fourth paragraph, dead in the middle on the right side.
I have it too. I have the Declaration of Independence. Does it argue, does it do anything to argue here?
Through the revolution became.
Is it supporting the argument? Can you give me a sentence verbatim?
This brought into effect the desire for revolt outlining and change society then to now, as it largely changed society of all men and women speaking lawfully equal. Said a whole bunch of.
I guess.
He gonna come back. I'm gonna be like, bro, we was roasting the hell out of that.
What does yours look like?
It's not good. But it's not long.
Thank God.
I have no right to be
Yeah, on
laughing.
his outside information, boy, that's gonna be tight, isn't it?
I
That's gonna be
I
tight.
guess. I guess.
I didn't give it to him the first time, but it's on the fence.
Sympathy.
Was there enough there? He's got a lot of big, nice words, but.
It's hard to find
explain it.
zero.
I don't know what they would do, honestly. I don't know it. But what's that mean? I should have another piece here, right? I should have 3!
That's
And I should have a separate paragraph just for it. Right? It should be its own document. How should I start the sentence?
Another piece of evidence, Sean. It's locked in. We got, you got
All
that
right.
locked in. All
Let's find Mr. Herrera's. Mr. Herrera, what's your guys'
So what was his final score? What was?
Oh, that's Nunu.
Oh.
Is this him?
Is it page
It's on
12?
the last one. It's on the last one?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, Mr. Herrera.
That's not mine.
No.
Mine looks like.
You're the third one.
What page is it?
On the third
At the
one.
bottom.
How it start?
It's the other short one up here.
Oh, is it due to many years of telling
This is not that
It
short.
starts with before 1754.
I knew this was yours. I knew it. I can tell by the little.
Oh, I thought,
I
yeah.
can tell by the unfinished in two.
The purpose of this document, oh,
All right, guys.
All right, so let's find out. Does he have an argument? Are you able to tell me what his argument is?
I think it's 0.
You look like bro got stabbed
Just
at
look
the
for
middle
the
writing.
Maybe I'm biased.
I guess I'll give it to him. I guess.
Huh?
Bro, what's your thesis?
I think that's supposed to be the thesis. Yeah.
It's probably the literature, huh?
What to talk about? Spelling.
it says,
We're going to yours.
I don't know why we're laughing like this. It's been 2 days.
It says the American Revolution to a
Got
higher
tomorrow
extent
left.
changed society, politically, and social.
It's very confusing.
Sexuality to a higher extent.
I'll give it to him.
No, it's wrong.
So he's going after complexity, correct?
Yeah.
I look at this essay, should it be?
No.
I mean, way too short to go after complexity.
He's going at economics.
All right, so what was his argument?
That it changed the economic society. It changed society economically more than anything else. That was it.
So he said, hey, okay, it did change society, more so politically and economically, correct? Is that what the essay was asking?
Exactly, it's wrong.
Now, you wanna go complexity in that area, fine,
But that's not.
but you have to answer the question they want. They wanna know how it changed it socially. You don't say so. Does he give us context though?
He does, but it doesn't really tie into his argument.
And that's the problem with it, isn't it? It just doesn't tie the argument. It should be it's Star Wars, man. Here's what came before, and boom, that leads to this. You do give facts. You do talk about what's coming up before. Just don't tie it. Does that make sense? Tying the two. So you had good stuff here. Each one of you obviously knew what you're talking about SFI wise. Nobody, none of you didn't know. But explain, present it, and that's what they want you to prove, that you can actually logic. So, if you would, please tell me, documents 4 and 7, each one of them, do they get the describe point?
I'm about to tell you, laughing at me.
I mean, they can't because he's arguing the wrong thing.
No.
No, you can, because all you have to do is describe the document, right?
Describe, right.
But you
You
can't.
said-
They can't get
You
support.
said
Yeah,
which ones?
Because
4 and 7?
4 and 7.
Okay.
the image shoes.
Dang, son. It's about bare bones.
Bare bones is wild.
Damn.
John described this better than I did. I didn't know the Whiskey Rebellion was the key ingredient in grain.
Yeah.
I really don't. I have no right to be laughing. I really don't.
All right, so,
I'll give it to him.
does he get the point for 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. What? No. First off, how's this make an argument? Excuse me, what does it say does, how include Shays Rebellion determined to annihilate all public debts and private debt was bought into the American Revolution? What? Quote from the doc.
He quoted.
Yeah, he just quoted the doc, and that's what they say you
Oh.
cannot do.
Oh, yeah.
So his whole explanation was quoted from the doc. He's right, but you
Annihilate.
can't use that.
Oh.
Quoting from the doc, no point. Also, does he get the purpose? He said the purpose of this was to show that people were desperate and willing to do anything to get rid of debt.
What does that have to do with George Washington?
And that was not the purpose of this document, was it?
No.
No. Okay. Number 7. Does he get the point for description? I'll come to you in a second. Make sure.
Mr.
Anybody need more time?
For purpose, like when we do hip, like when you explain why it was written, you have to say this matters because it proves that, or it shows that whatever your thesis is right.
No, I'm sorry. The purpose of the document? No.
You just say the purpose and then
I mean, yes, but that should all be weaved in, you're right, yes.
And you put which
But
is
it all
evidence.
should be weaved in with your interpretive commentary.
Yeah, because
Which is evidence showing this one.
that's why sometimes I find it easy to get the support point because you just do it naturally.
Yeah, and you tell them the purpose and boom, yes, yes, sir.
Show why it proves it.
So just elaborate more. So does it get the description point?
Yeah.
It does not.
What?
It's inaccurate. It's flawed.
Why?
Oh.
What is it?
And it has nothing to do with the tax on grain. This is a tax on spirits, rum, whiskey, liquor, not the grain,
Son, why did you?
not the grain.
You could have said to just put an excise tax.
I thought you knew something I didn't. I went on Wikipedia and looked it up.
Yeah,
He's wrong. I thought
Yeah,
I
I
know everything about the Whiskey Rebellion.
I could have sworn there was a.
Hats off to
I could have
Curtis.
sworn there
Like,
was
the
a.
amount of troops and everything.
They take the grain and make it into whiskey because they can't transport the
You
grain.
remember-
So you were on the right track. You knew about the grain and all. That's not what the tax is on.
He remember that little timeline we did?
Yeah.
13,000 troops.
Now, he said the purpose of this document was to show that colonists were tired of paying taxes.
It's very bland.
That's too little. He's just not going far enough with it, right? Just not. You gotta say a little bit more here. And if you're wondering, take a look at the matrix. What's it say you gotta do for the hip? You got to explain why the purpose is relevant to the argument, like Mr. Marquez said, and you didn't explain it. You listed, but no explaining.
Oh, you did this in 50 minutes?
I was like, what were you doing that whole hour? In 3 minutes? The whole hour?
All right, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Do they get the description and do they get a hip?
We know they get hit a point.
Only one will get the possible hip. There is no hip in 2.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote this, I was dead quiet when looking at him.
What are you doing? Be honest, just tell me what you're doing.
It was too focused.
Texting the girl.
Text.
I had my phone.
I'm trying to figure out when.
What was the problem?
Does he get it for 1?
Yeah, describe, yeah.
Yeah, the describe, yeah.
Okay, and does he get the purpose?
No?
No.
No. That wasn't the purpose. Alright, and last but not least, okay, let's go on to the next test.
So, what we doing next?
Anybody want to go next? Anybody want to hear theirs?
Yeah, I know.
No, I don't.
Mr. Wells? And then Ms. Gelbar? Okay.
They're
so-
gonna make fun of me for not being able to spell.
Mr. Wells, go to the last essay, the last page.
Oh, you want to see my download?
I'll say, I know mine's bad, so I might as well just get it done and over
That's
with.
my, that's my senior quote, bro. To who it may concern, I pray they go downfall.
Which one is Jordan's?
The last one, page 12.
Yeah, last one.
Alright, let's
Or
see.
the American
And you're gonna find this very difficult to grade.
But then we see the improvement, that's what I want to see.
So what I want first, does he have an argument? Does he have a thesis point?
Okay, I like instruction, Jordan.
No.
Hey, I want to see an improvement.
I don't think I changed structure.
You definitely did.
To the
I see a lot more letters, you know.
There.
Oh my god, my spelling is horrible.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Cut us straight.
Yeah.
That's bad when the girl who criticizes nobody says, yeah.
Nah, she criticizes.
I think
She criticizes no one but me,
I
bro.
think she hates Jordan. The only person she hates is
She's
Jordan.
fed up.
She's got the entire year with you.
All right.
Good job.
Does he
Break
get
the lamp too.
guys? Does he get the point for thesis?
Yes.
It gives a line of reasoning, but no evidence for it.
He didn't explain Einstein, did he? He assumed the reader knew a lot of stuff here. He needed to explain. It's obvious he knows what he's talking about. Makes it difficult to grade, correct? And in fact, there's some higher level stuff in here.
I'm gonna pull in the line, so that's.
Just doesn't tie it together. That essay skills, not the history skills. Guys got the history skills. The essay skills are lacking. So that's what you need to do, Mr. Wells. Tie it in. Tell me, does he get the context?
No.
I mean,
Mm.
I can see like where he's going, where he's talking about.
Yeah, you guys agree with me. That's right.
Did you give it to him?
I did give it to him.
That was a
If
good
he had
thing.
just thrown in a little SFI, it would have guaranteed slam dunk, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple pieces of fact to cement his point. His point's accurate. Just give him an easy piece of SFI, and boom, that would have cemented this point. This one, I don't know if they would have given it to you, Mr. Wells, in context. I don't know. Again, Einstein problem. All right, so tell me, he's only got 3 docs. Where's his mistake here?
I said all or
He,
nothing.
oh my God, he quotes
Yeah,
it.
he should have had 4, right?
He said all or nothing.
Yeah, you need 4 docs, sir. 4 docs.
I ran out of time.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody give
In
me-
case you're screwing up, have 4. Does he get the point for 2 for description?
No, he quotes it. Does he
No.
quote it?
No, that's his own quote.
Oh, okay.
We're just at the library of quotes in the back of the day.
It's just I got them all, bro.
Where did the other
Segregation
quotation mark
now.
Yeah, your document, this looks like,
Okay, I get to you. Go ahead, I can give you that one.
I'll do that.
I'll give you that document.
So who says, raise your hand if he gets the point for the first one? Okay, yeah, I gave it to him too. It's close though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
He makes it way too close.
A little bit more.
Way too close. Again, Einstein. You want to talk to the ignorant Einstein. Document 1, by the way, he does nothing with hip. Not a hint of hip. Which is an easy point, sir. You gotta grab that hip. Think about it. This short essay, he got the context. He could have easily gotten the thesis. He got description. If he gets hip and a piece of outside info, he got a 5.
Imagine you can
A
finesse it
5.
on the exam.
I feel like he's gonna finesse it on the.
I think.
Give me
100% I am,
5
bro.
minutes with this essay, and I got myself a 5 out of 7.
He's gonna do that on the.
I think I got.
Right?
I
He's
got you.
gonna pull out his butt.
I got you. I got you right to the occasion like
I
Sprite.
feel
I
like
got
he
you.
is. Just
Why do I feel like you're gonna be mad if he does?
Oh yeah.
I would
All of us
If I make a
will be.
5 and he makes a 5, we drop it out.
with 3 paragraphs.
Bro,
Alright,
I'm
so
the
believe it
man,
or not,
bro.
I gave all 3 documents the describe, and it was close on each one.
Oh my God.
But he got it, and thus gets the describe point.
You gotta get it too?
Did he get the outside info point?
No.
Come on, bro. Look at the thesis.
Did he come up with a quote out of his head? And he's got a couple pieces in the right above. the thesis,
I got
right?
common sense there, bro. I got common sense there, bro.
No way.
Might have had.
I would be so happy if he does that on the exam.
He could have gone from anywhere from a 4 to a 0.
With just this,
A 4.
I'm
Some
the
grade might give
man,
a
bro.
0,
You don't
some might give a
understand,
4.
bro.
that's improvement. I know he improved, but then
Jordan, did you have one hand behind your back?
you put Jordan in the corner, he gonna come out with something. That's
All right, so he gets the golden shovel award.
Yeah.
All right, everybody go to your third
That's
essay.
right.
We're going to Miss Gelbar.
That's like biggest bang for your book essay right there.
Gosh.
Least amount of work, and something happens.
I don't even remember what I wrote, to be completely
Which
honest.
was yours? What number?
Which one's your start
What
with?
does it start with?
Why do I see? This is the first. This is the second.
Due
So
to-
yours starts with before. No,
I'm gonna go
yours
home.
starts with in previous years. Is that correct, Miss Gelbar?
Is it due to many?
Find it. She doesn't even know her own essay. Starts with due to many years of sanitary neglect.
Page 3.
Due to many years. Of
Oh yeah,
sanitary-
fine.
I can't find it. Why can't I find it?
The format didn't look the same.
Page 3.
Like, I don't need to, I got the original. Alright. So first thing,
Everyone.
does she get the thesis? That's the second paragraph she's got, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find the reasoning and why.
Yeah, she made her argument.
Well, I'm gonna give Geneva a 0 on everything just because she's a hater, bro.
Okay, so what's her argument?
Change society to new ideas.
No, that's just repeating the change society what?
New ideas.
Through new ideas.
Causing political tension and violence.
I might have to change this. I might have to give her a 1 on this one. I had her with a 0 at first.
Why?
It was so short. It was so short. It just didn't explain. Like, she has common sense. Why? She had Republican motherhood. Why?
I get what you're saying, like.
So, yeah, I liked it, but I wish it would have said, we're going to change society through new ideas of Republican motherhood, which and common sense, which that I would have liked I don't know if that would have hurt you, would have lost you the points or not.
Come on, bro.
You have to have this string of thought, so you needed more.
Yeah.
But did she see the question?
Yes.
Yeah, clearly saw the question, which was refreshing. All right, now, does she get the context?
No.
How come you say no? Oh, you already read it?
Yeah.
Well, has everybody else read it?
No.
Let's wait till everybody else reads it first.
Rest in peace.
I don't know.
You should be absolutely certain on this.
Oh, no, I was talking about something else. I was talking about my own essay. Just thinking about it.
Mr. Rivera, when you're done, tell me, make you go first.
What is it?
I'm done now.
It's okay.
We're here for you.
We're here for you, John.
Nah, bro.
Nah, they aren't.
You can be harsh with mine. It's fine. I don't care.
Hey, I'll
It's Elier, not me.
hey, I'll take it if mine
Yeah.
is bad. And
Now, hopefully, hey, I don't care. I don't care if he's hurt, as long as his grade improves. Who cares?
Facts.
Yeah.
He can
Like-
heal later.
It's like
I just
doing a
want
back
to
and
do
lose weight.
better.
it's like
Years
this one
later,
time
you're
in
fine now.
chemistry, Miss Blodgett gave me a 40 because I
Alright,
had
next.
put brackets on something,
Next.
and then
Hey, bro, today.
and they were laughing at me, and I made sure to put brackets every single time. I looked at it. So, I
Mr.
learned.
Rivera, did she get it? Did she get the context point?
No,
How come?
there's a flaw.
Exactly right. Yeah, she's got things mixed up, doesn't
She
she?
put the navigation X
As
is an example of the end of scientific.
boom. So can't get the context because you have flawed SFI. Loved where you were going, loved what you were going for, but you blew it.
Yeah.
And now you didn't hit him with a brick. Now you hit him with a rubber brick.
Mhm.
Okay. So next one,
Like that guy at Walmart.
Like I said, she
Um,
graded through the break.
I got her. She got 3 descriptions. Boom, got that point. I didn't see the hip.
Yep.
No hip.
At all?
None.
Why?
I got very little.
I always
not
forget
enough
hip.
hip.
That's the one thing I always forget.
You should
And I
have a
don't
rubric.
remember it until the
You don't have a
end.
rubric, have it
And
memorized.
how many paragraphs did you have in this essay?
7.
Yeah, we've evolved, right? So now that we know how to do topics and you figure that out, now separate paragraph per document. Document A describes, it says, blah, blah, blah. Just simple, get the points, get the points, get the points.
Mhm.
How many points can you get if you hardly know the essay?
4 or 5.
You get 4 or 5, right? 5, context, you got your argument, you got your description, you got your hip, and you got your outside information. Boom, you got 5. And you don't have, and if it's a revolution, everybody in this room could easily get a 5 out of any revolution question whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
Dang. What happened?
What time is it?
It is 12:21.
Oh wait, when's this class end?
127?
I thought it was almost over. Scared me to death. All right,
No,
yeah.
the end of lunch was
We
20
started
minutes ago.
during B lunch. when
Yeah.
lunch started, so we're still good.
Who would like to go next?
Me?
All right, Mr. Marquez, which one is yours start with?
I think it's 7. No, it's 8. No.
Oh, there's page numbers in there?
Yes. No, it's 7. It's page 7.
All right.
There's a bag.
First off, does he get the thesis point? I'm getting deja vu.
Me too.
Sounds just like Ms. Galvar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what does Mr. Marquez do? By God, I think he saved the point. I took it off just so you remember.
What?
I didn't give you a point for thesis.
No, I'm saying.
How do you
But
say
I
it?
look at his clincher. Take a look at the clincher sentences of his following paragraphs. Take a look at them, one after the other. Go
Which
to
proves
the.
American society was changed to high standards of
Yeah.
revolution after freedom.
So what I'm going to show you is
That's
the
the last-
blue is what I got for thesis, and I got his first thesis here. And then I got stuff clarifying a thesis, clarifying the thesis, clarifying the thesis, clarifying the thesis. So by the end, in the beginning, I'm running all these arguments. How in the heck did you miss this? Your essay's great, and you got this. Well, how'd you screw up the thesis? And I'm reading it, and I'm going on. Okay.
So I get what you're saying. Interpretive commentary is the fail safe if you don't get the thesis.
Well, he does go even more. He clenches it up he actually addresses specifically, let's take a look
Every
at.
single paragraph is addressed.
I see it. I see it.
I got that person in
I
shower
like
philosophy.
that. I see it. Hey, let's go.
Hey, Heimler posted a TikTok. He said, it said, if
You follow Highland everywhere,
I do
bro.
too.
That's your father.
Clinch it. Clinch
they
it.
can find the thesis anywhere in the thing, so it could be anywhere. So I said, hey,
It's like on
And you did, and it cleared up, didn't it?
Yeah.
And your essay got more and more clear. I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat, well, no, I won't. Does it get the context?
I don't know.
Does it get the context? I'm gonna ask you first, Ms. Wilson. Does it get the context?
Oh, it's just my head. Pray a lot, okay?
Just think about what comes after.
Yeah.
Yes, Ms. Gelbar. No, Ms. Keenan.
yes.
What'd you give yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave it to him too.
Enlightenment is what saved it.
If I'm with me, then who can be against me?
And that was just the day before we looked at that page too. Did it help you?
Yeah, it was,
Oh, actually, it was
No, no,
after.
no, no,
Yeah, it
no,
was
no.
after, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay,
because I can't remember what, I think I overheard somebody talking about it on Friday during school, and then I was like, oh.
this is what a teacher wants to see for interpretive commentary. Matter of fact, there's too much here almost, right? I don't know how some people could, I don't know if I could write this much. I don't know if it could come out of my pen.
Definitely
that
too
fast.
much here. He
But
used
I gotta
way
tell
more
you,
than he needed.
good stuff, boss. Really good stuff. The only thing
I could have said the same thing with about 100 less words.
Basically, that's basically what you were saying.
That's what I do,
Right? But at the same time, you just like
Oh.
3/4 of all the like.
You're the one. You almost blew it.
What do you do?
He has
Is it the wrong document?
documents relisted twice.
That's why you used all 7. So
Smart man.
Now, and you did 7, saving that point. Because all 7, you had all the support, but I just couldn't give you it for that
it was
one.
just labeled wrong. It's
Yeah.
because I was going on my phone and I put I write which document I had done because I didn't have one of these. So I was just writing explain document 3 and I must have typed it in wrong.
So let's all learn the lesson from him. Make sure you got them in the brackets right. So make sure you got the right document with the right thing, right document with the right thing. Because if you put the wrong document and he didn't list it anywhere else what it would be, I have no other clue to say it's the wrong document. I don't know how they will address that. I just don't. Because it's freaking obvious which document he's talking about. I don't know how they will address that. I can't answer that. But I didn't have to worry about it because you had done 7 and you had done 7 competently. Matter of fact, if you want to look at how to do interpretive commentary, look to this essay. It's very well done. All right. Matter of fact, I honestly I can't say. I don't remember. One of the essays in here really went after complexity, and I thought they might have gotten it.
Which one?
If I graded it, I don't remember. All right. So, Mr. Marquez, really well done. All right, Ms. Keenan, which one's yours?
I'm about to touch them all.
What page do you know? It starts with in previous years.
That's you.
Stop it.
That's the one I was last year before you got here.
That's cool, man.
It's one of the first
Right,
ones.
So please tell me, does she get the point for her thesis?
Where is it in previous years? I'm looking for it.
We're on page
Page 5.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask you to read your own first.
Oh.
Whoa.
Just for the thesis.
Bro, where's your thesis paragraph?
It's top
I know,
where
I
it says
understand, I see
despite.
Come on, man.
John, please, don't say nothing to me, John.
You gotta hit enter after context,
It
man.
sounds like yours.
What?
And I know it's not.
Oh my god, I hate this.
I
Bruh.
I hate not knowing what to grade like.
Bro, come on now, dog.
No, it's because I feel like it's just like they told you social economics. I just would stay away from economics with this essay.
Oh yeah, this had
The
nothing.
only way
for
it goes is complexity.
Only
And
one
like-
document had economic even hinting at it.
And it's like, you know how some of them give you like you remember the video one where it had the unemployment graphs? Like when it gives you a graph, then maybe we can pull economic.
John, they only
This one, I just couldn't see.
What you give yourself?
0.
Yeah, you kind of argued the wrong question, didn't
Yeah.
you? You took it to a place that's basic, and frankly, well, it
I
really
already did
bothered
that
me.
with the extent, like, I just don't know.
This was like teeing it up for Miss Keenan. This was like your essay
Really?
right here.
All the women
It's just
stuff?
ready to go, and you went somewhere else with it. And what you did argue, you argued it, but not what they asked
Yeah.
for. All right, does she get the context? For whatever her argument was, did she lead to it? And it really wasn't the question, so it wasn't going there. All right, so what we're looking at is how the revolution changed society. So document 5, did she get the description?
Document 5?
Yeah, this is the
Okay.
first one she does.
To be honest, document 5 was tricky because at first it hinted more. What's your interpretation of document 5?
Republican women.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I didn't see it like
The
that.
thing is,
I saw it as how the importance of education, how important it is for a democracy to function. That's
You're right, and that's Republican motherhood, so why do we let women get an 8th grade education then? They don't vote. So, yeah,
I didn't see it like
you're
that.
right, you just got to
I was
take that.
seeing it more of a like Seneca Falls, like where they're advocating for like a full education for
So,
women.
you know, seeing that first half and not the next half history.
I know it's just bad, but like when it comes to describing the documents, I have like some hesitancy because like you know the one where he's basically talking about the talents index.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether if I should like list out the talents index specifically because do they like when you do that or because I also don't want to risk getting.
Are you
the
sure they
wrong
like it? Is it necessary?
Is it?
Because-
Because, yeah, because I don't want to risk like.
But you're gonna need that for your interpretive
Yeah.
commentary, for the details to prove your point.
nah, bro. This is
Cause I didn't want to get that get the wrong spine and I blow that point off. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have to know anything about the Townsend Acts to describe and get the point?
No.
No.
Nope, just gotta be able to describe it. So what they're testing you on is, can you read and can you understand the document? That's it. Now, can you interpret it? That's no, not the hip, your support.
Oh.
And the hip is about the document also.
Yeah, it just kind of includes like something about the
So
document.
it's a history skill they're looking for. So one of the first things I want to look for in my prompt is, what are they asking for? Change of time, continuity, comparison, what is it? That's going to help you write your thesis. All right, we said 5, does she get the point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got her the point. Also, does she get outside information
Yes.
in this paragraph?
Yes.
She does. She kind of takes that Republican motherhood and says it. Now, I don't know, because she uses it with the document, if she would have gotten the point since it was used for the SF5 for this document. So I'm not quite sure. But I like where she was going. I think she had other outside information. Yeah, Declaratory Act. You're the one who said the Declaratory Act. Loved it. Great.
That
Document
they
says.
can bind, they can bind the colonies and whatsoever.
And she said, as a matter of fact, just like the Declaratory Act, which did the same thing, there's outside information, baby. That's hitting a home run right there.
Like John's, but more extended. Yeah.
And look what she had in the last paragraph.
I have 5 minutes left, so I had to do something.
And it was awesome.
Unity.
I wish you sure talked about it in the beginning of it.
She got
Although
it.
the greatest extent increased sense of unity. I'm like, oh my God, there it is. I circled like 14 times. Yeah,
Even-
somebody said
Even when she
it.
doesn't do the essay right, she still gets the social part of it.
She stumbled
That's
upon
so
it, bruh.
crazy. Because nobody understood the unity part.
she
Like,
found it mostly by accident.
So Ms. Keenan, I got you with the description point and the outside evidence point. Okay. Ms. Keenan,
This is
you had the first one, did you know?
yeah.
I can't wait for the exam. I can't wait to do like half the work of everyone else and still make the same grade.
You're not making the 5. You're not making the same. I don't care.
I
if
just
you-
want a
I don't care if you
three.
get a low 5 and I get a high 5. It's still gonna be a difference. I don't care.
He's
Sorry,
gonna
I was
argue
annihilate
with-
what
All right, find his thesis, please.
found it.
I'm sorry.
Good lord, that's a lot though.
What page?
Oh, this is page 1.
They put him right up front.
Why does everyone start this with this page?
You went political with this, huh?
Every time I see revolution, you know what I get, you know what flares off my mind? Political. I know every political thing about the revolution.
I know.
That was important.
Tempted.
No,
Just like
everything,
Marquez
just
did.
to be wrong.
Mr. Marquez, did he get the point?
I say yes, just because of the last part, of the second to last part, being a part of Great Britain instead of merge to a mature and independent, unique. Central.
That's what I wrote, just
Is that enough to
fancier.
give it to him?
Yeah, because that's what I wrote,
Christina?
just fancier.
Yeah.
What do you think? No. What do you think?
Yeah. I wrote it.
No.
I had the same argument.
I didn't think so either. I had a 0.
Why?
And
Why?
then go to the last paragraph, please.
Let's find it.
Always that last paragraph.
Look at the last paragraph. There's a thesis.
Where?
The very last paragraph, the second half of the last paragraph. I mean, I'll read it aloud. You ready? Purpose of this document shows a high extent. Oh, excuse me. Socializing African Americans did not drastically change to a high extent, as only minority African Americans be free and enjoyed some freedoms in the North, but largely remained servitude, status, slavery, demonstrating that social change was small for both women and African Americans, while overall entirety of Americans' political identity changed by the. So he did it in there, and then he's trying to throw in the complexity at the end, right? The political. So I had him as a 0 until I read the last paragraph. Yep, that's the thesis.
The
same thing happened to us.
So like, when you see how he kind of like at first he argued one thing, but then at the end he argued the other. If
That's
But in the essay, he actually does argue that stuff.
it goes throughout.
Yeah,
the
he
essay.
did.
Oh, okay.
He hit me with a rubber brick.
What did I do wrong? I don't get it. What did I do wrong?
Why didn't you put this in your thesis? This explains it. This is wonderful. This is awesome. Has details, makes it clear. Your other one, I was guessing a little bit.
You wanna
Is it
understand-
politics? What's he arguing?
If you want to understand, basically,
But I don't care.
I was
You had
like-
it in the end.
I read that last document. I was like, oh, okay, I actually get it now.
Okay.
I was just writing before that.
So he changed it at the end, and it got him the point. Is this easy to grade?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You having problems
Oh,
finding
I
documents?
use
like
document
the
2 and document 5
thesis
together.
Oh,
part.
none of them are easy to grade.
I was trying to.
No, see how easy it makes it for the grader. Document 1, document 7. All right. And on this, Mr. Cadena, I had you supporting all 7 documents.
Let's go! Finally!
Really well done. too.
Finally! Because
Like
I remember
really
I
well
couldn't
done.
get one support for like half of this whole semester. So you know what? Finally.
Can't wait for that.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Do your fists ever hurt whenever
No,
you
I
hit your
used
hand
to-
on
No,
the
bro.
table?
I want these
Not
back
really.
because I had them recorded.
Oh my god.
Why don't you take a look at it? You're going to have a chance to argue against me and point.
Nice.
I didn't get no context.
I'm just saying,
Did
bro.
I
It's
not,
like,
did I not get the context? At least I got the support. You know what I'm saying? At least I got the support.
bro.
I'm shocked that I got described this time. I usually don't even get that.
The good news is I saw progress everywhere. Everywhere I saw progress. What worries me is you've got that same problem every other AP student has. I want you to remember it. Hopefully now you believe me. The number one problem is you don't answer the question given. Anybody got any questions, concerns on this TVQ?
About to take notes from one foot. We had the same argument, just arguing better.
You get the context?
I'm gonna look at his argument. I'm gonna distill it
He said that he put
into
it
short,
in, that's why I was
just a very short
No, I know.
sentence.
Now I know.
Okay, if you would do me a favor,
I'm gonna just write like 10 pieces and they can pick one out.
Yeah, exactly.
can you just, on the packet I gave you, please rip off the first 3 pages. First 3 pages.
The one with the document?
Yeah, I don't want you guys to have permanently somebody else's essays. That's just not right. We grade them in this class, but that's nobody else's business. So keep the first 3. Everything else I want that.
This too?
I want that back. Just keep the first 3 pages. That's the yes.
First 3 pages, so just
Yeah,
the
you keep the
documents.
first 3. I want the rest.
You want like from here?
I want whatever the first 3 should look like.
The
this on the first
documents.
page.
Oh, that.
Can you go, Mr. Nairmore?
I'll come back.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Nairmore, can I come back after 4th period for a few minutes to go over my contacts?
Sure. Who else you got?
Resumes do not make the essay what?
Nope, I want to.
Oh, your essay, gotcha. I'm collecting those next. All right, let me come pick up your essays. Your essay. One I had, let's look at this.
I want to look at it.
Oh.
I think it's funny how the essays that I hate are the ones I get points on.
I got it.
Oh, no, no, no.
You want this?
Hate them.
You ain't gotta hate it. You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta know it.
Well, no, like how I
mean-
write them. I hate how I write them, and then I just end up getting
Like,
points. And it's like,
There's certain things that we do in here that I don't care about, but I still have to write about them.
but no, so like these last two BBQs, I've hated how I wrote
Social
them.
history, I'm just terrible.
She thinks that she wrote it really bad, and
Yeah.
that's one
Social
of
is
she
so
gets
much
points
more
on.
fun.
No.
Uh-oh.
Is it cool? Not who cares about
He's
politics,
handing out
but
my-
like, what is so interesting?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But it's true. Women are much more concerned with
More- they're
people,
more
and
compassionate.
men more concerned with things.
You can be like in the concept.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I want thesis and context, please. Thesis and context, you got 10 minutes. Write it. I'll put it, well, I'll have a timer on. I got a timer up here. I'll put a timer when there's 5 minutes left. So you got 10 minutes to write a thesis and context for that essay.
The same one?
Same one.
Say less.
Should be able to rock my world. You got 4.5 minutes.
But,
What?
I'd go from 10 to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry, I take that back. You got 9.5 minutes. Bad.
why?
Well, that just slowed me down more. I was.
Now my brain just drawn a blank. Yay.
I have to like numb my arm for that test so I can't feel it hurting. Because to write as fast as I type, I have to like non-stop.
You just need to suck it up.
I know my arm's gonna hurt.
If it doesn't, you're gonna fail.
Does anyone else here narrate your thoughts when you write?
No, I don't hear anything.
You know?
No, just blank.
The beginners leave like little notes on your essay. They don't tell you like anything about like.
We don't get to see it at all. Nobody ever gets to see the graded essays. They tell you, as a class, where you did well and where you didn't. Never individual. Does anybody need more time? He's finished.
Huh?
He's finished.
I got it in pencils.
Pencil?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh God, I don't know if we'll ever see it.
I'll switch over to pen. I was trying to save the last little bit of my ink.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
What's the essay? What's this about? Sum it up to me in just a couple words. What's the prompts asking you to prove?
The prompt?
What's it saying to prove?
How much did the revolution change ideals in society?
So, from right here up is your context, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the 7 Years' War, where do I see so if we're changing, right? Going from one thing to another, what are we changing from to what? Revolution changes from what to what?
To preserve freedoms, to now trying to gain independence. But that's not what I have. in my
Those have
context.
nothing to do with society either, do they? That's from our unity, right? What were we before the revolution?
As far as unity?
What were we unified?
No.
Give me SF5. I'm looking at a flag up there. On SF5 for disunity.
Albany Congress?
Can you give me? It changes. We become unified. Give me SF5.
First and Second Continental Congress?
Context. We go from total disunity out of the French and Indian War, shown by the failure of Franklin's attempted at unity in Albany Congress, to right before the Revolution, the First Continental Congress, and unification against the intolerable acts, show that unity will only grow in their battle against Britain. So now, what am I missing here?
How much?
I should be saying somewhere in there about society, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to talk about change in society. And my change in society is people were very disunified and became unified. It doesn't have to be that way. But that's the one we were talking about. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
If I told you to rewrite this, could you do so?
Possible?
Let's see. Just the context, not the thesis. Just the context. Who's got one ready? You ready? No. Who's ready? You ready?
don't know how I missed it.
It's just,
Mr. Norman,
Yeah.
can you tell me why I missed my context?
No, I'm not looking at it.
Oh,
No, I mean, I'm not, I don't know why. Let me take a look.
you're good.
Oh, you don't have that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, great. It's early.
I mean, I don't know. Would you tell me if this is because you said my.
Well, let's take a look.
You know what? Really, I don't know. Niggas are gonna
Let's try it.
You said I.
Well, let me ask you first. What's your argument, sir?
I'm saying, I don't even know.
Okay.
I said that we went from being restricted from British rule politically to enjoying our natural rights politically.
That's your new thesis.
That's what I was saying before.
No, I don't care about before. We've gone all over that. What's your new thesis? What's your new argument?
That we went from being, restricted by British rule to enjoying our natural rights through a new government.
Why aren't you talking about change? Oh, so you're saying our society changed by how?
From going like before the American Revolution to
That's
being,
political, not society.
How did society change? And remember, I gave you answers. How did they change? Did women change much? Nah, women changed a little bit, right? Extent wasn't much. How about the rights of African Americans? Even less, probably, right? Oh, what else we got up here? Here's the unification thing. Townsend Acts, and what's the unification thing?
non-importation.
Yeah, they all come together.
I get what you're saying.
How about Shays Rebellion? What's this show?
It just shows,
What's basically the prelude to the unity of the Constitution.
Yeah, so this might even help me figure out, this unity thing. But here, the necessity for a constitution, right? So there are 2 essays, and one had topics, and these led to those for sure, also led to the unity thing. And that's why I told you big ideas all year long. When you get it, revolution, unity. Wait, Civil War. No.
This unity.
Whoa. No. Emotionalism. How about Jacksonian era?
Optimism.
Optimism.
I get it now. So that's
How about, wait, no, I'm not done. How about the New Deal era?
hope.
Progressivism.
Growth in the federal government. Yeah. How about, another era?
Great society.
Progressivism.
Reform.
The growth of the role of government.
What was it?
Which, because what's doing the reform?
The women. The middle class.
No.
Government.
Oh, you talking about? Oh,
Yeah, because they're wanting government to be it. So that's the big idea.
I didn't know.
And those big ideas will vary up. I mean, they don't change. They're the same. 1980s AP exams are same info. All right. So those big ideas will lend to it. So let's take a look at which. Oh, should I take a look still?
No, I made the same mistake.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
You ready?
Look at mine.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Red volunteering. All right. You're feeling good about it, aren't you? No?
I'm just,
Come on,
I
bruh.
don't know, I think it is.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
In 1754, Franklin attended the Albany. I love where you're going. Love where you're going. Please tell me this is going to say unity in somewhere. Beautiful. After the Congress, Franklin was inspired by the Native American idea of unity. Then I don't know what, made the Join or Die cartoon, signifying that the colonies don't unite against the British. So does he get the point here?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
I love it, by the way.
Colonies don't unite against the British. Is that wrong?
Yeah.
They're trying to unite against the French.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh.
You put it in too much. You didn't even need to put that in.
No, it was beautiful.
You didn't even need to put
I
that in.
loved what was coming up here. You were
Could've made
setting
like
it up,
3
teeing me up.
sentences
I loved it till I got to the flaw. Everything else, thumbs up.
Come on, man.
What about the thesis?
I got the wrong country.
He didn't write it, or did he?
I did.
I didn't do the thesis. I didn't look at it.
It's wrong, it's wrong.
All right. Thesis. Where's your thesis? Clean. Trying to die. Certain failure was inevitable. The American. Ooh. Wow.
I mean, one
Failure
country
worse
was
than
government
inevitable. Love that. Taking a position. It's making something that's arguable. Beautiful. Now, the American Revolution changed society. Yes! More socially than. More social. Changed society more socially.
I know, it was,
What the
it's
hell
just
does that
what I
mean?
came up with. It's just,
More socially.
that's a rough draft. It's a
I'm
rough
looking
draft.
at genius and then you hit me with more socially. What's up with that? Than anything else shown by the
I
difference
just
in
killed the
unity.
whole momentum.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so they will just say brain fart.
Yeah.
They will. And they'll just keep moving on. And then anything else shown by a difference in unity of the colonies.
And the obvious
Well, the
necessity of unity.
Yeah, it should be saying pre and post revolution, because that's the question, right? What changed? How did the revolution change society?
So-
Before the revolution, disunified. After, unified.
So like, with my thesis on my last essay be wrong, because like what it was before revolution they saw themselves as British, and then after they
I loved where you were going. That's exactly why.
These
You
are
just didn't
themselves.
connect some of the dots.
That's
But
what I
no,
was-
that rationale was beautiful.
That's what I
And he's
was-
not, yeah, it
That's what I was
wasn't
trying to say, yeah.
you and somebody else
This is
saying
me, I
that
think.
it was because we wanted to
Daniel.
demand the rights of Englishmen, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was
beautiful. No, that's fine. And that was the other one. You know how there was 2 essays here? And you have the other one on your 3rd page, the one I allowed you to keep. Take a look at the bottom. On the 3rd page underneath the picture, it says, the American Revolution changed American society because it instilled values of liberty, justice, and unity. So it had 3, and liberty and justice, all those things could have been fitting in what you were talking about, is that Mr. Wells? All right? Do we need to go over this more? You guys think you got a handle on this?
Yeah.
I understand it now.
I
Like
understand.
I get it.
Right.
And now that you bring up unity, I can see like the perfect context for Albany Congress, and then I can use the outside information like the musical response and all that stuff. I just didn't think about that. You know,
All right, hey, all of you did better. All of you improved.
it's because I got you told me I got excited. That's the problem.
Yes!
I got too excited.
Heimler's right, you become more stupid once that clock starts. And you gotta remember that. And you gotta just start checking off the basics. I'm not going for a 7, I'm going for a 5.
I gotta
You
get
get a
one.
5, you can easily get a 5 on the exam.
It's like a race car driver. If you go too fast, you're gonna crash and you ain't gonna win nothing.
Yeah, if you go the fastest, you wear out your tires, and in the long distance, you're not gonna make it. All right.
It's like Lightning McQueen.
What's that?
It's like Lightning McQueen in the very first race. When he didn't pit
He
stop.
skipped the pit stop.
He had to stick his tongue out.
Yes, bro. That should not have counted, bro.
What is that movie? That's a cartoon.
Cars.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yo, that's the second Cars reference he made. I remember him talking about the railway.
Forgot
It's
about
crazy
that.
how much it fits.
So I had to after grading your stuff, finishing grading at 2:30 this morning, I obviously had to redo everything I was gonna do today, because I had all this SFI and all this fact we were gonna go over. So today I'm not gonna be doing that. Instead, I'll clean up some of the things I definitely wanted to do. I don't wanna take the time, because you spent some deep thought in what we just did. Tomorrow, we're gonna go over the Atlanta Compromise in detail. I want you to own that document, a couple other documents, but I'm gonna just go over a whole bunch of stuff we haven't gone over before. So you ready? This is just an assortment of things going from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So what I've done is, I've done a few things in the beginning, and then I divided the world up. Central America, Middle East, Asia, and we're gonna look at the foreign policy for each one. So it might not go chronologically, it's gonna go by region. Does that make sense? So Silicon Valley, why do I care?
The bank.
Well, that's true today, but what's Silicon Valley? What's silicon?
It's basically what's required to make computers, and this is
Make
where-
microchips.
Microchips, and then this is where, like the computer capital of the world.
Where's the number 2 capital in the United
India.
States?
Japan.
In the United States.
Oh,
Y'all can't.
no, triangle.
So-
Research triangle.
Research Triangle Park.
Well, they're not wrong though.
That is number 2. All right, so Silicon Valley, look at all the companies that are there. All of these are huge companies, all, a lot of them, the stuff you don't see, like Cisco, one of the biggest companies, you guys never hear of it because it's software companies deal with them. But all these companies, all these startups, thing is they're leaving now.
To go to India.
Well, not only that, Texas too. A lot of them go to Texas. Texas, no sales tax. What's an ICBM?
It's where you can launch from one continent to another and then blow them up with a nuclear bomb.
Nuclear bomb is easier to make than the missile. That's what North Korea is working on. They got nukes.
You just can't launch.
Yeah, all their missiles crash into the ocean.
Why do they threaten us with nukes if they can't do it? Can we do it?
They can't threaten us with nukes. They can't. They can only threaten South Korea.
Can we threaten them?
We can touch everybody
Alright, then they need to learn.
at any time.
Why don't we just take them out before they
So that's what I'm talking about. How
Oh,
can
just
we?
hit 'em right now.
What? How does the technology advance? You got a couple different ways to deliver. One is missile silos. That's what we used to have. And today you can buy one. These huge tunnels that go straight down and
I can buy
make
a
home
missile
out of them.
silo?
No, you can make a home out of them now because we don't use them anymore.
That's what-
Spies would locate them and then they know where they all are. What good is that?
How-
They can take us out before we attack them.
Now, how-
Second, our most effective is submarines. Trident submarines, 12 nuclear missiles each. Each one can stay a year under the ice pack, making them impossible. There's no technology today that can find them. Thus, you attack us, we turn you into a parking lot, guaranteed. They are our number one deterrent weapon. They can't be stopped. They're really cool. Have you ever seen them launch missiles? Oh, it's cool. They're like in the Arctic waters. All of a sudden, the missile launches out from the top of it. They got 12 ports. It comes up as soon as it breaks the water. It starts slowing down. Then it looks like it's about to go down and crash, and explosion. The casings come off, and the missile from inside takes off. So it has to get it out of the water, and then it's really cool.
That's nationalism.
We
All
watch
right.
that Monday.
What's that, man?
We watch it Monday.
Sure. You can do anything you
We
want.
can do
Monday.
anything we want Monday.
All right, heavy trucks. That's what the Soviet Union does. They're on a budget. So what they do is they get a bunch of soldiers to drive around nukes all the time. So we never know where they're at. All right? And last but not least, mobile launchers on rails. That's what Carter would do. Create a railroad in middle America. It's underground, and they carry nuclear missiles. Just constantly go around, so the Soviet Union never knows where they're at. Realize, if I can take out your nukes, then I can nuke you and you not nuke me. So all these are strategies to make sure you can't take out my
He's really fighting the Soviets with bootleg technology.
It's mutually assured destruction. That's what it's called, right?
Yes, and I think Miss Galvar, here, make your gun, please. Make your gun. Point at my forehead. Who wins?
It's neutral.
Mutually assured destruction.
I have a quote for that.
What's your quote?
It's from Habermas. A man with a death wound can often avenge himself.
What does it mean by kills our two best
Can't
friends?
stop a suicide killer either.
Atlantic and Pacific?
Yes, kills our two best friends in the Atlantic and Pacific.
Oh.
Now, because nuclear weapons cannot be delivered by intercontinental missile, 25 minutes later, your parking lot.
They're not our best friends anymore?
No, well, they are because only a few countries can actually do that, right? Not everybody's got that technology. Take a look at the proliferation of nuclear weapons. At first, we're the only ones who have them. But then by 1950, the Rosenbergs give that lesson to give the secret to the Soviets. And then you can see Britain gets them, and then China. Today, there are approximately 9 or 10 countries that have them.
Isn't that why Bush invaded Iraq saying they had weapons of mass destruction?
No, that was Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq.
I thought you said
Iraq.
Afghanistan.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Rock or Iran?
He said
And
Iran.
what were those weapons of mass
No,
destruction?
Iran is next to it.
They actually thought they were chemical weapons, not nuclear.
Oh.
All right, and the bonus point. Anybody? Yes, sir. First hand up. Keep hard Dixon.
Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford. They said,
Damn.
I almost said General.
Right, and the bonus point. You're first hand up. Yeah, but you already went.
Yeah.
So,
Put
sir,
your hand down, boy.
the acronym for nuclear missiles that could go from one continent to another.
IBM.
Nope. IBM is International Business Machine. I don't know. Miss Keene, were you next?
No, she wasn't.
I'm next. I'm next. I was next.
What's that?
ICBM.
That it was.
She already did
It was
Bro.
All right.
Trap. Foil.
So now we got hydrogen bombs. 1,000 times more powerful than a regular atomic bomb. So here, that dot right there is the power of Hiroshima. And there's our bomb. What? 1,000 times more powerful.
Dude,
Why
launch
would
that?
they develop weapons like that?
I don't know. Well, this is only one half the size they originally designed it for. Do you remember why they didn't make it?
They break the atmosphere.
Put a hole and rip a hole in the atmosphere, we all die.
We all get sucked out.
And so now destruction of the world is very possible. This change, look at the change over time. Politics, geography. We're no longer our best friends. And every person's concept of war and the consequences of it changes. So World War I, hey, it's going to be a nice little war. We'll have 6 weeks. Not anymore. This is a whole different story. Matter of fact, why shouldn't you be too worried about a draft?
Because, bro, who's fighting, like...
Why would you send people
They
into
just
a
go
nuclear
fight,
fight?
like,
Who's fighting in, like, invasions face-to-face anymore?
How long does a nuclear war last?
0.
A couple days.
Do we have time to draft you? Oh, it'll be over before we even think about it, right?
Everybody rock.
Oh, everything changes. All right, so there, you saw this picture. This is what they used to do, bury them in the ground. And this is a 2-story building. That's how big this hole is.
Damn.
All right, color TV changes everything. Can anybody tell me what is the symbol for NBC?
NBC?
NBC has a logo.
Flower.
Peacock,
Color
peacock.
TV.
And it is a color peacock, and that's why. When I was a kid, that was a big thing. In color. If you see an old motel, have you ever seen the ones that have the lighted signs and it says, and color TV? Yay, you better. Right? That was a big thing. The first person on the block to have a TV, everybody went there. All right, now, the difference between color and black and white.
Vietnam.
Yes, perfect SFI.
You can
Because
see blood.
black and white is ethereal. Almost unrealistic, right?
It's like a movie.
Anybody know who it is?
Ooh,
Mexico Ball.
She's probably the most popular television personality when it first comes out.
seal ball.
Oh yeah, this is her sound when she has to, what is it called? Vitameat of Vegemin. It's just a drink, it's all blended and mixed together, and that's her. She's tasting it on TV. That's what she sounds like. Lone Ranger from radio to television. I actually had that TV in my house.
No.
No.
Oh, I was at
When I was a
half.
kid,
I was at half.
26-inch TV was like the bomb. That's huge.
Oh, got an
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Booyah!
Random bonus point, Mr. Marquez, question. Who was president in 64?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yes, I did. I was fast.
How do you know it's, for sure, that's an easy question. Why?
Civil Rights Act of 64.
Kennedy got
Oh, that's,
killed.
Kennedy got killed. Yeah, Kennedy gets killed November 63, dude.
Well, I didn't think about that.
All right, Mr. Herrera. God bless you.
Booyah!
Mr. Herrera, you were second place twice in a row, so. Andrew and blank.
Lyndon.
Double enough. Want to go double enough? What's his middle initial?
His middle initial, not even the name.
I literally just.
I'll take the name, but little middle initial will get
I
you
know
one.
it's B, isn't it like you?
B it is, Lyndon Baines Johnson. 2 points.
That's a B thing.
All right.
Ladder
It is
race.
said World War II pushes technology 70 years ahead of where it should be.
We need another war.
War is the mother of innovation.
Worst words I ever heard in this class, right?
Nationalist.
One of them being microwave.
I'm down with it.
Microwave, here's the first microwave.
That just gives people cancer.
What's that?
That just gives people cancer.
That's what California says.
Cancer.
Everything.
California, everything in California gives you cancer.
What's so
This
good-
water
what's so good
can
about
give me
microwave?
cancer.
What's that?
So good about a microwave.
It heats food.
What else?
Wow! Tell me, how does it affect society?
That's what I'm thinking.
It
We
makes
get
jobs quicker. in the
One
house.
at a time, yes.
Well, somebody else can go.
Yes.
It makes cooking quicker for women at home.
All right, so it gives more luxury and leisure time to women, does it not?
And more chance for the
Absolutely.
kids.
Anybody else?
And
Yes, sir.
It gives more jobs making them.
Yep. And it also causes your generation to be the fattest one in the history of this country. All of the
That's what I
processed foods?
said.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I have an Italian exchange student. And my other students didn't believe me. I go, hey, come on. Okay, I know you don't want to. I know you're being nice, but admit it. Europeans, they call Americans fat and lazy, don't they? Okay.
You're
And
Italian. You're the only European who can't say
factual.
that.
Your generation's fatter than the other. All right. Nuclear power. Debated in North Carolina right now.
Yep.
It looks like North Carolina is going to start building another nuclear power plant.
Let's go.
Okay.
Nah, because I'm a debater.
What's the pros?
Pros, it's
Objection.
you don't use other forms of electricity.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
It's clean.
Less carbon emissions.
It's clean.
Chernobyl.
What's the downside?
If it blows up,
Boom!
you can't live there for like
The elephant's not
And
cheap.
this is the worst accident ever. It's in Chernobyl. Chernobyl's in Ukraine.
Sure.
And today it's just covered in cement, buried.
What's it called? That the elephant's foot? That's what it's called, right?
So here, if you were living in this area, hopefully you weren't pregnant.
Oh, your baby is.
Yeah, there was some real bad birth defects all throughout Europe, still happening today. You really get some bad, weird stuff happening due to the radiation.
That's sad.
Nah, that's Photoshop. That's
Ironically, it was a safety test that led to an unexpected power surge at the Chernobyl power station. The full details are too complex to go into here, but within seconds of the test start, the operators had lost control. As fuel rods melted, steam pressure increased until there was a massive explosion. The force blew the top off the reactor and part of the reactor building roof. At the same time, the reactor caught fire.
dead.
All this caused a cocktail of radioactive materials to escape into the air.
Everybody in the
Initially,
pictures
the
were taking
station's
pictures
staff
dead in the
and
room.
firemen who arrived to fight the fire didn't realise how intense the radiation levels were.
Idiots.
Most died from radiation exposure within weeks. Later investigations have confirmed 56 deaths.
Okay, two things. First, you have to have water constantly flowing over the rods to keep them cool. That's why every nuclear power plant is right next to a water source. So one of the best places to go fishing is right next to a nuclear power plant. Because the water coming out is always a little warmer. The fish love going to those spots.
Aren't the fish a little nuclear?
No, it's water only.
And
The only emissions from a nuclear power plant is steam. That's it. Zero carbon imprint. The problem is, you do get nuclear waste. What do you do with it?
It gets put into bins and put at the bottom of the ocean.
Eat it?
That's the bottom of the ocean. Good God, I hope not.
Send it to space.
Eat it.
Yeah, great idea. Oh, the rocket blows up. We have nuclear winter.
My dad
Problems
told me
out,
what
right?
they do with it, and I can't
Or
remember.
SpaceX,
you bury it.
we put it in mountains.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's not an earthquake. And hopefully the barrels don't decompose too fast. And hopefully somebody doesn't forget about it. And hopefully you get left here. It can really get out. Imagine that stuff getting into the groundwater. So there are good points and bad points. Should we build more or should we eliminate them?
Yeah, I said we keep building.
Eliminate them.
Now, what is the nuclear power plant accident you need to know for our United States? 3 Mile Island in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania on
Three
the
Mile Incident.
Susquehanna River. What's that?
3 Mile incident.
Yes, and that was under Carter. It happens in 1979. Scares the crap out of everybody because it's the first one. That was before Chernobyl. Scared everybody. I mean, I remember as a kid watching on the news and them showing the pictures and everything, and it could melt a hole through the earth all the way to China. End of the world. And technically, it could. So anyways, very dangerous, but on the other hand, France, for quite some time, the entire country was powered by nuclear power. Never had an accident. Yes, sir.
How big is 3 Mile Island?
All right. Funny guy.
I'll do it for bonus.
Yes, sir.
Bonus point?
Oh, yeah. Bonus point, you better know by now.
I'll do it for bonus point.
All right. Haight Ashbury. Anybody ever hear of it?
No.
Haight Ashbury is the epicenter of counterculture. What's another name for counterculture? Hippies. San Francisco is the epicenter of hippiedom. The intersection of Haight Ashbury is the epicenter of hippiedom. And believe it or not, my wife, when she was 7 years old, lived on that corner on the second floor apartment above the record store. That's very famous.
Bad stories about
Is
his
she a hippie?
Her father is still probably
What are her views
hardcore
on
hippie and dope smoking preacher.
Probably smells
Her
like-
mom owns the second biggest drug rehab place in Wilmington.
So
Are they
how
divorced?
are the
Are they divorced?
how are
Oh
the
yeah, since she was like 3.
Oh, okay.
how are the
that's
how are the like
controversial.
how was it when you met him?
What's that?
How was it when you met her parents? Was he just like
Oh, they're very both very
smoking
nice
dope?
people.
Smoking
No,
dope?
no, you wouldn't do that in front of me. All right, San Francisco district that became the capital of the hippie culture.
Haight Arbery?
Haight Ashbury.
Haight
Haight Ashbury. Women's lib. What's going to start off Women's lib? What really will start it off?
Civil Rights Act.
Civil Rights Act? No.
Seneca Falls.
It's that's suffrage.
Remember the lady? Oh, never mind.
It's suffrage.
19th Amendment.
The
World War II.
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie. Now, will Rosie become the next feminist?
Hell.
No, she's going to become a mom, right? Baby
Oh,
boom.
man.
But she's going to do something that no other mothers do.
Work.
Teach their daughters they can be anything.
Oh.
Mm.
That's the difference. The same thing happens to African Americans. It's not the World War II vets so much who are the civil rights, it's their sons, because they are told they can be anything, to expect equal rights. And so that's where you're gonna get the civil rights and the feminist movement coming from. And who would be my first really good feminist of the 1950s?
Alice Paul?
1950s.
Phyllis, never mind.
You guys are suffrage, we're beyond suffrage now?
Betty-
Gloria.
Gloria Steinem, she's not first
Who
one.
wrote the Mystique?
Betty
That's
Friedan.
the one.
Oh, really?
Betty Friedan,
That's
Feminism
what I said.
C. She's the one who creates the NOW, still powerful today. National Organization for Women, dedicated to true equality for all women. All right, Equal Rights Amendment doesn't pass.
No.
Who gets it? Who? It's close. I mean, real close.
Phyllis Schlafly.
She's against it, but who's the one who gets credit for making it fail?
Radical
Reagan.
feminist.
Ultra feminist. Wait a second, you want to put in the Constitution that all women are created equal? Well, doesn't that mean before that amendment we weren't?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Well, screw that, we always were. So you see, they're actually gonna be the ones to repeal it.
So what, they wanna be above men?
No, they just don't, if you would say that as of now, we're equal, it's so facto, that means beforehand we weren't. I don't know if you agree with their point, that's just their point.
Well, like you didn't have voting rights before.
So look how many, you had to have 38 states to, according to the Constitution, you had to have 38 states ratify, and they came close. But you'll see some will ratify, then take it back. All right. Next, Betty Friedan, we did this, we did it. There's Gloria Steinem. She would, if I was to say today, although she's older than dirt now.
Premium milk, right?
Yeah, she's got to be like in her late 70s now.
I'm not.
Well, what's that, man?
I'm not a milk man.
Repeat the statement.
I'm not a milk
Phyllis
man.
Schlafly. What time is it? Felt women's movement is assault on family, marriage, children. Give me SFI that proves she's wrong.
The divorce rate?
Proof that she's wrong.
No, that's the opposite.
Oh.
That's a brilliant question.
Why didn't women get divorced before now? They're ostracized. They're thought of it. You're a divorcee? Who more? It was a social, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, English lady, help me out here. Yes, you were a social outcast. Thank you. It was a very bad thing to be called a divorcee. So women wouldn't do it. But now that they got freedom and independence and they can get a job and they can support themselves, you might get higher divorce rate. I'm not going to stay with that drunk wife beater, right? Or before, you see, I could be a wife, or I could be a prostitute. Get beat by my husband, become a hoe. Not a great choice. Now they got choices.
I'm gonna find back.
Okay? And of course, what is SFI saying? She's right.
Divorce rate's going up.
Divorce rate, single parent, yeah. All right, it's kind of weird. What is it? Right before your generation and then the generation before my generation, latchkey kids.
What's that?
Both parents worked. Go home, make yourself dinner, we'll be home later. You're on your own. But the generation right before you, those kids who were latchkey kids say, oh my God, I can't do that to my own kids. And so they become helicopter parents.
They hover.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys have.
Helicopter.
Is that right? I don't know.
Helicopter.
I don't know. Okay, so pink collar, that's for women. What's blue collar?
That's what, that's
Maybe I saw that.
Working with your hands, right? You don't wear, what's white collar? You.
Government jobs.
Yeah, office.
office job.
Yeah, because if I wear a white shirt as a tire mechanic, I better own a heck of a lot of white shirts, right? So blue shirt, you wear blue as a mechanic because, you know, the dirt doesn't show up so much. So blue, it doesn't mean you're not making money, but blue means just you're working with your hands.
Pink collar is women.
Pink collar is women.
Pink collar.
All right.
Pink collar.
And today, the majority of poor people in America are single women.
I'm telling you, single mothers are the poorest demographic in America.
I don't know what to do with this.
Single white mother's pretty poor.
Moving on. Cesar Chavez, we looked at that already. One right from, okay, we're going to look at a movie on this tomorrow. But here, real quick, protest for Day of American Interest, seize Bureau of Indian Affairs. What else did they seize besides Wounded Knee?
Alcatraz.
A great place to seize, right? An island that's fortified. All right, next. Let's take a look. How you guys doing?
Good.
All right, so I'm going to take
Trying.
10 minutes here. We're going to go over foreign
So, like,
policy
why
being
didn't
on
they just
today.
start bombing runs on Alcatraz?
So, can anybody tell me?
I know,
They
I
were
know.
talking about it.
I know.
What does SALT stand for?
Strategic Arms Limitation Talks.
How many did they have?
Two.
Two. How many succeed?
One.
All right, so SALT, we'll get Helsinki, it's another one under Ford. Who's this?
Gerald Ford.
Greatest athlete we've ever had as president, believe it or not.
Fell off.
Détente is getting better, but then what happens?
The U2.
What?
No.
His resignation?
U2 leads up to
Cuban Missile
Cuba.
Crisis.
After.
Well, wait, I'm thinking-
Remember, Cuban Missile Crisis is the height of bad.
Yeah.
Then we tried to get this Détente, this
Détente.
easing of tensions.
Oh, Israel.
But when do we stop? No.
Iraq 9/11?
Afghanistan.
Iran.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot they did that.
You
How
think
did I
you would pay
get
attention to
onto
history?
Iraq?
Soviet Union will invade Afghanistan for 13 years, and will they succeed?
No.
No,
Their
then we're
Vietnam.
going.
It was
What
their
are we
Vietnam.
thinking? Oh, does anybody know who gave the rebels weapons?
Us.
Us!
Now they use them against us.
There you go! So they're gonna
Very
use our
smart.
weapons against us later on.
Very
that
smart.
was-
So now that we've left them billions and billions and hundreds of billions, if not $1 trillion worth of weapons, tanks, planes, helicopters, what do you think they're gonna be used with now? Or would you just sell them and have the money? And if you, okay, so you sold them to who?
Russia.
Back to the United States.
You know who pays the most? Terrorists.
Oh, just give them a couple Toyotas. So, you know, have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about? The Toyota Hiluxes, they dog them things. And they still work. They take bullets left and right.
All right, yes response. How do we respond? And I told you, this is where he's such a schmuck.
Why would he do that?
He cuts off the wheat, so who you hurting? Our farmers and their poor people. Great. Yeah, like the head of the Soviet Union is worried about starving to death.
Right.
And boycotting the Olympics, screwing over our athletes.
I mean, if
So
we
Russia
kill-
will boycott the Olympics in '84 when we host.
If we kill all the poor people, who are they gonna draft to the army?
He gives the Malay speech. Do you need to see it?
Yeah.
He went away for like what? How long was it? Like
2 weeks?
2 weeks? Yeah. 13 days, something like that.
He didn't do nothing. He just went in there, reflected, and said, "Hey."
I'm gonna fire everybody.
It's like he took a philosophy class. He didn't know what to think.
And he
He's
said he
trying
got-
for change. He shakes up his cabinet. Says there's a lack of leadership. Becomes evident, whether true or perceived. And then you got his opponent, Reagan, who ran in '76, loses to Ford in the primaries, saying, "Hey, morning in America." What does that mean?
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
It's
All right,
new day, yes,
Malay's
it is.
gone.
It's a new
The
day.
sun's
Yes,
shining.
it
Yes,
is.
I got a question. Why did they let go of the Iranian hostages?
It's
when
for
Reagan was
WWE.
elected?
Oh, well, you know today, 2 reasons. One, he promised them weapons.
Oh, Iran Contra affair?
That the cash goes into a safe, and they use the cash, and that leads to. Second,
When we say new day,
they're scared. They're scared of him.
He looks like
Let me give you a perfect example right there.
Damn.
Where you
Are those
have
missiles?
other presidents saying détente, he's saying, "The hell with that, let's accelerate. In your face, you're evil. In your face, you're evil. I dare you to keep up. I dare you to keep up." And that's his strategy. Outspend them with the thing called SDI, Strategic Defensive Initiative, otherwise known commonly as Star Wars. Every scientist said it wasn't going to work. Why doesn't Reagan care?
Because
It's
as
all
long as they
about
gotta
that.
spend money to keep up.
It's a mind game.
It's all about spending the money. We can outspend them. They can't keep up. Can they afford not to try to defend against Star Wars?
No.
No, they can't. They must pour the money in. Gorbachev is going to see this.
What else were they doing? What was that strategy?
Why is Blind the Human
I'm sorry.
When they were like getting like kind of capitalistic.
Perestroika.
Yeah.
Perestroika and Glasnost.
Perestroika.
Glasnost is openness of society.
Yeah.
Perestroika, openness of the economy.
And then they couldn't do both at the same time, so they're trying to
I
balance.
thought
both.
Glasnost was always.
I'm saying like
They're both
the Soviet
openness.
Union was trying to balance between that
Close.
and the
Communism.
art like spending.
China's doing the same thing now. China balance.
Consider more.
Yes, sir.
I thought Glasnost was what openness.
It is. Openness of
What's
society. Perestroika, openness of the economy.
Oh, okay.
And politics. Perfect example, Glasnost. I think I told you they sent an exchange student to my school.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yeah, that's what you remember, right?
It was hot and she hated Americans. There you go.
It's probably a spy.
Probably.
I would like if there was a Russian
And she
station,
could have gotten any information out of me she wanted.
I would date the
I'll tell you what.
I would date the Russian and then break up with her just to do out of spite for her country.
All right.
Nationalism.
So here's Gorbachev. They did him a favor. They always recognize Gorbachev. He's got a big old map of Japan on his forehead. It's birthmark. And it looks just like Japan. All right.
That's creepy.
So Glasnost, political. Oh, whoops.
I mean, you think about it, hot women are the best spies, so like it makes sense.
So here it is in 1989. The wall falls. Is this the end of the Cold War?
No.
No. It's the beginning of the end. This marks. It's gonna. It's coming. It's dying slow, but it's coming.
It's like
What was that
1763.
movement in Poland called?
It's like
It's solidarity.
Solidarity.
The guy's name was Lech Walesa, who just an average schmuck.
God.
It was quite the success story. He's still loved by Poland today.
We need to do the same thing in Cuba.
Yeah. All
Bro,
right,
you
where we
still
at?
talking about
Party.
Cuba, bro?
Hey.
All right, so the Cold War is over.
Tiananmen Square.
So the students in China say, "Hey, communism is ending. We need to go," and they do. All these college students come out. They come out. They do, and China is not gonna.
If I was that machine gun, I would have.
I swear to you, if I was the driver,
All
zoom.
Chinese New Year's too.
It's about time to go.
Is it? Oh, there is no bell today. Pack up your stuff. Get ready. Get out of here. Square.
Go back.
Go back.
Andy's
The other one?
Andy's
Those are
coming.
students-
Andy's
Oh,
coming.
wow.
Those are students killed. You did see the one student who stood in front of all the tanks, right?
Yes.
He's
You killed two?